A Silly Millie Fall. My Millie is so very silly. She loves when the fall air gets chilly. She'll shake and she'll roll as we take a long stroll. We jog down the path willy-nilly. We head out for the day on a road trip. In the wind, her big ears do a backflip. She prepares to explore. There are pumpkins galore. Millie signals her pick with a loud yip. It's time that we find her a costume. We search in the closet and bedroom. Millie, what do you think? Pretty princess in pink? Or zombie or witch with a straw broom? Now Millie and I give our porch flair. Jack-o'-lanterns with carved eyes that just stare. So many surprises and spooky disguises. A mummy and ghoul in a green chair. The house is all ready for greeting. New friends and our neighbors we're meeting. Millie sniffs all the sweets as kids take to the streets for a long night of fun trick-or-treating. The doorbell is ringing and ringing, so Millie decides to start singing. She sits right on cue and shakes some hands too. Watch out while that tail is swinging. The stars and the moon shine their bright light. House quiet, a little past midnight. And then I remember the month is November. For now, I'll just let Millie sleep tight. I work in the yard with my Millie. She runs through the leaves willy-nilly. I go grab a rake, then sense a backache. Oh, Millie, I'd rather be silly. It's time that we prep the big meal. Roast turkey, of course, is ideal. Mashed potatoes and peas. Millie's eyes say yes, please. But who can I get to help peel? The table will set to look just so. Napkins and plates in a straight row. Millie gives me a smirk to approve of the work. Tall candles will shimmer a soft glow. The dinner was so satisfying. Now dishes need washing and drying. The gravy is sticking, but Millie is licking. I can tell that she really is trying. We relax and turn on some football, yet Millie escapes down the long hall. She returns through the door to find out the score and barks as the ref makes a bad call. Full tummies are causing some snoozing, so Millie appears to be choosing. Who has the best lap for a Dane's cozy nap? Oh, Millie, you sure are amusing. As fall slips away willy-nilly, there's so much to learn from sweet Millie. Be thankful, be true, be kind and be you, and never forget to be silly. The end. Pumpkin Spice. Every fall when leaves turn red, thoughts of baking fill my head. Bread and rolls and sweet things too. Garden harvest, make some stew. The best thing that you'll ever find is one thing I can't leave behind. Pumpkin spice is in the air, pumpkin spice is everywhere. Pumpkin spice is on the floor, pumpkin spice we all adore. Mix it, bake it, melt it, make it. Pumpkin spice is oh so nice. Stir the batter, add the spice. My, this smells so very nice. Pumpkin bread with chocolate chips, rich and gooey, lick my lips. Beeswax melted for a candle, spicy scented on the mantle. Pumpkin cookies warm and round, a better treat I've never found. Pumpkin pie, whipped cream, delish. That's my very favorite dish. Boxed up goodies with a bow, gifts for everyone I know. Load the car, deliveries made. Make some more when spice scents fade. Pumpkin spice is in the air, pumpkin spice is everywhere. Pumpkin spice is on the floor, pumpkin spice we all adore. Mix it, bake it, melt it, make it. Pumpkin spice is oh so nice. The end. Ruby the Rainbow Witch, a picture-perfect rainbow day. This is Ruby the Rainbow Witch. She wears a rainbow dress and a picture-perfect rainbow hat. Ruby lives in a wonderful world made of sweet candy. There is a lazy lemonade river and puffy purple and big blue cotton candy clouds. It is the most picture-perfect place you could ever see. One magical day, Ruby went for a wonderful whirly walk down Pastry Path. She came across a friendly frog. He was sitting in a comfy chair made of gooey gumdrops. He looked at Ruby and said, "Hello, my name is Fudge the Frog. I like your hat." "Oh, thank you. My name is Ruby the Rainbow Witch, and this is my picture-perfect rainbow hat. I love it," said Fudge. "I wish I had a picture-perfect rainbow hat, too." "As you wishy wish," she said. With a whirl and twirl of her rainbow dress and a wave of her swirly-whirly wand, poof! Fudge now had his very own picture-perfect rainbow hat. "Thank you, Ruby. You have made this the most picture-perfect rainbow day." Ruby smiled and went on her wonderful whirly way. Ruby came across a cuddly cat laying by Peppermint Palace. She looked at Ruby and said, "Hello, my name is Coco the cat. I like your hat." "Oh, thank you. My name is Ruby the Rainbow Witch, and this is my picture-perfect rainbow hat. I love it," said Coco. "I wish I had a picture-perfect rainbow hat, too." "As you wishy wish," she said. With a whirl and twirl of her rainbow dress and a wave of her swirly-whirly wand, poof! Coco now had her very own picture-perfect rainbow hat. "Thank you, Ruby. You have made this the most picture-perfect rainbow day." Ruby smiled and went on her wonderful whirly way. Ruby came across a bouncy bunny playing in Marshmallow Meadow. He looked at Ruby and said, "Hello, my name is Butterscotch the bunny. I like your hat." "Oh, thank you. My name is Ruby the Rainbow Witch, and this is my picture-perfect rainbow hat." "I love it," said Butterscotch. "I wish I had a picture-perfect rainbow hat, too." "As you wishy wish," she said. With a whirl and twirl of her rainbow dress and a wave of her swirly-whirly wand, poof! Butterscotch now had his very own picture-perfect rainbow hat. "Thank you, Ruby. You have made this the most picture-perfect rainbow day." Ruby thought about how fabulously fun it was making new friends and helping others. "Friendly friends are my favorite way to make a picture-perfect rainbow day," said Ruby. She smiled and went on her wonderful whirly way. The end. Ruby the Rainbow Witch. Meet the Amber Fairies. Ruby the Rainbow Witch was having fun fixing the flowers in front of her not-so-haunted house. With just 2 weeks until the fall festival, Ruby wanted her garden and trees to look totally terrific. But as Ruby walked to the back of her not-so-haunted house, she saw candy scattered all around. Her gingerbread tree was missing its gumdrops. Her peppermint tree had spaces where the swirly-whirly mints used to be. The ribbon candy was unraveled. Her donut tree had lost all its sparkly rainbow sprinkles, and the colorful candy tree had bare branches. "Oh no!" cried Ruby. "What should I do?" Ruby remembered that her fairy friends were fabulous at caring for trees. "I must find the Amber Fairies and ask them for their help," said Ruby. The Amber Fairies, Addie and Annie, regularly visited Ruby's garden through the fairy door in the donut tree. Ruby kneeled and knocked on the door, but there was no answer. She knocked again. Still nothing. "I wonder where they could be," said Ruby. "The Amber Fairies always take such good care of my garden. Something must be very wrong." Ruby heard a loud hum. What was that? She wondered. She heard it again. Sitting on top of a stack of cinnamon sticks were the Amber Fairies, Addie and Annie. The humming sound was coming from them. They were trying to fly. "Hi, Addie. Hi, Annie," said Ruby. "Have you seen the trees in my garden?" "Hello, Ruby," said the fairies. "Yes, sadly we are out of fairy dust," said Addie. "We can no longer fly or care for the trees," said Annie. Ruby picked up the fairies and placed them on top of her picture-perfect rainbow hat. The 3 of them walked over to the trees where Ruby put the fairies on the ground. "Maybe I can help you," said Ruby. With a whirl and twirl of her rainbow dress and a wave of her swirly-whirly wand, poof! Fairy dust began to fall. Addie and Annie were so happy. As soon as the fairy dust touched their wings, they were able to fly, flutter, and twinkle again. The Amber Fairies started sprinkling the falling fairy dust over the candy trees, and the trees began to sparkle and shine. The gingerbread tree started growing new gumdrops. The peppermint tree sprouted swirly whirly mints. The ribbon candy tree began to swirl and twirl itself back together. The rainbow sprinkles returned to the donut tree, and the last candy tree began to sprout candy again. All that was left was for Ruby to make sure her fairy friends were taken care of too. Ruby had an idea. With a whirl and twirl of her rainbow dress and a wave of her swirly whirly wand, poof! The Amber Fairies now had their very own picture-perfect fairy dust fountain. "You will never run out of fairy dust again," said Ruby. "Oh, Ruby, you have made this the most picture-perfect fairy dusty day," said Annie. "Let's get back to work," said Addie. "The candy trees must be cleaned up in time for the fall festival." The next day, Ruby returned to check on her garden. She spotted something special. Sitting outside the fairy door was a teeny tiny glittery gift with a giant red ribbon. The Amber Fairies had left it for Ruby. Inside was a small amber stone and a note that said, "To Ruby the Rainbow Witch," from Addie and Annie. Ruby thought about how wonderful it was to help her Amber Fairy friends. Helping others is a sure way to make a picture-perfect rainbow day. The end.
Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to check out the links in the description box. I'll see you in the next story time.